There it is. Pick up and show me up. I just I had to fix something. And that's it. You know, right there. It's just single live right there. My name is we are live at the No Kings Protest in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm going to get the intersection of history for a moment that matters. Across this country, one message reads loud and clear. We have no kings. We have no kings. This is the No Kings movement, a non-violent democratic stand, and we are here in the capital of North Carolina to raise our voices, you all. Listen, this event is organized by a broad coalition, including the grassroots power of the individual for advocacy, for the American Civil Liberties Union, for chapter the founders of the women movement, and faith-based labor movement, and justice oriented groups across the state. We get together in solidarity and purpose. We are joined by local chapters of the notorious Move On United We Dream, Human Rights Campaign, the American Foundation for Teachers, the Legal Conservative Voters, the Democratic Party, and many more. We're here, as you can see, in the capital, at the Capitol Boulevard in Raleigh. We have a flyer, the family is meeting across from me, but we lift our banners, not for a king, not for a throne, but for the people. We stand for democracy. We stand for rights and we stand for each other. Listen, you all, the prayer here is electrified. The prayer here is energetic. There's people here of all races, all creeds, okay? This right here is the definition of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it's coming together for one purpose. As you all see, the new here, this intersection of Capitol Boulevard, we come down, downtown Raleigh at the top of the hill, another event, and because of the massive size of the event, here you can see, I mean, it's people as across the street, okay, as far as the eye can see, it's people. It's people. The cars are honking, it's people, the signs, it's beautiful, you guys. It is definitely a beautiful display of democracy. And as you know, so I have a special guest next to me. Before I get this right, let me go ahead and let my people on Facebook know that we are live. One second, and I'm going to introduce my guest here. Let's see. You know, I love a live event. I love a live event. It is amazing. Okay. Alright. We are chanting now. Okay, I'm right. Make sure we see you there. See some of my friends on LinkedIn. Hello to my friends on Instagram. I see you. Go ahead and share this out. I think it's important. I do want to say this protest has been peaceful. It has been non-violent. Okay, I do want to capture that this protest has been peaceful. It has been non-violent. If you caught my pre-live on Facebook, you saw people here of all ages, as young as 17, you all, as young as 17, as old as 67. I mean, they even have the dogs out. But speaking of DEM, we have Pikachu here. Pika. So, I'm just an individual, but I'm the secretary of Onslow County Democratic Party and vice president of the Democratic Women of Onslow County. Okay, Laura, well, welcome. Lauren, I mean, the Democratic Party. America has a lot to ask you. Okay, yes. America has a lot to ask you. Do you think that the Democratic Party was attacked? How do you think? Let's just get to it. Do you think the Democratic Party lost the 2024 election? Well, let's do like a conspiracy theorist. Well, there's a few things. There are actually, I think that they lost the 2024 election. Trump is on video and referencing they linked it and then I won. So I don't think that he lost all seven swing states. That's my personal opinion. And then also, unfortunately, I think that there's issues of racism and misogyny. And I think people didn't want to vote for women, unfortunately, like they did with Hillary. And then I feel like they didn't want to vote for a highly qualified candidate like Kamala Harris. Okay. And I think she's for you. But since then, there seems to be a disconnect between the Democratic Party and the people. Yeah, we don't think that disconnect is due to. My personal feeling is that I don't really like the conventional Democratic leadership. It's not doing enough. We don't like they take tax money to fund genocide in Gaza. We don't like when they vote the Republicans for their candidate picks. I just don't feel like they're doing enough to meet this moment. Absolutely. Do you think, well, let me ask you this. Is there a few people in particular that you think need to go in the Democratic Party? Definitely, I think Chuck Schumer. I think he's just too nice, obviously. What's like strongly worded letters, he would be for golf, he was bragging that he got the name changed. We just need energetic people that are willing to stay tough and pocket, that's willing to stand up and fight and meet the moment. Absolutely, absolutely. I've heard it before that the Democrats, they're just too nice. They seem to want everything, what's the word? Just with policy and procedure. Some people will really good going on. Yes. Yes, I definitely agree with that. I love the Texas representative that they had collective. In the case, they literally would not let her go. And then they're starting to arrest and indict, Trump's opponents. They're definitely just not doing enough. As we've turned to fascism and now we're in a dictatorship, in my opinion. Okay. Do you think there's anything that we could do to get out of it? I feel like we've gone really, really far. I guess what we're doing is that we could start. I think the general strike would be a good place. What do you say general strike? Tell me more. Huge, honestly, I guess, they're saying people should just stop showing up to work, stop thinking, slow down things, really put, effort and corporations to stop supporting this regime. Okay, very good. For the signal. For the signal. Okay. So listen, today I was matching the economic outlook. Okay. Let's say that we were 90% sure to have a recession. What are your thoughts on that? Uh, the tariffs, of course, was going to cause a recession. People not realizing, Trump's talking about raising all this money in tariffs. People not realizing that that's actually their tax money, or that they're paying on imported goods. Just going back to American citizens. So, prices are going to be going up, and people that voted for Trump, supported Trump, finally when it hits their wallets, I think that they're going to understand what we've been trying to say. Slowly, it's speaking of the shortage in that same report, that same economic action plan. Speaking of this shortage in that same report, they said that within the next 90 days, we will see shortages on ourselves, comparable to COVID. They believe that? They believe that. And then they're rounding up and deporting a lot of the labor force, immigrants. They're picking the cops. If there's no one picking the cops, where's it going to come from? So we're going to see shortages, and then the tariffs affecting trade. So I see empty shops coming. With that knowledge in mind, what are you going to do to try to protect your household to make sure you have what you need? I still feel understanding. I have two little kids. My husband works full time. we struggle in order just to meet the day to day. So, the hardship that we know is coming. And then I do feel that they're going to start coming here to the for dissonance, which I am. Then I feel like there's going to be an out to my door soon enough, and I'm just trying to do what I can here. Yes, absolutely. I do feel like I think it's going to come to your home. This seems to be the extrajudicial force similar to the SS in Nazi Germany. First, coming for the immigrants. Now they're coming for the dissidents. Look at the indictments against Trump's opponents. And then soon it's going to be ICE in all of our cities and all of our streets knocking on doors for people that are still voting against Trump and the regime. People are sitting in our house. They're kind of running away or anything. I'm just saying, no, I'm asking. Look, I really don't want to, I've got that sports radio that we don't really do. We've updated our, we've tried, we've designated caregivers if to disappear. And I really do feel that it's, I really do feel that's a strong possibility. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's, never did we think that you would have to worry about something like that disappearing or everything. I was even emotional. Yeah. I was a history teacher. So, I used to teach them for several years, small equipment, and it always seemed like a different place, a different time. And then 2016 was around, and I was like we do them out of here. And the things that I saw happen in those regimes, the oppressive, not like Nazi regimes, I've seen it here, just the dominoes starting to fall. It's not like that, but it's, you don't see it. You're happy if you're not, like a minority that you're going to. Okay, so let's talk about that. You're a history major, right? History teacher. So, from my understanding, empires, they usually feel like every 400, 200, 400 years. So this really just cyclical, what was supposed to happen anyway? Well, I don't feel like it did have to happen. From my understanding, I feel like the GOP and the billionaires, the Democrats, have been planning this for 40 years. They started planning it under Reagan. The billionaires thought, how do we get people to vote against their own interest? How do we get people to vote against healthcare and education and infrastructure and wages? And that's by dividing people. You can convince trans people and immigrants on the problem they're going to vote against healthcare, education, and wages. And they fall for it. Okay, let me ask you, what has been the most disturbing thing that you have seen happen since the Trump administration came into office? That's a good question. The most heartbreaking things is saying, ICE for separating families and, attacking people, firing children, just people trying to go to work, separating families, and peaceful protesters getting nabbed and attacked, and they've been firing farms with the pepper spray them, So, all this has unfortunately been saw coming with this administration. So, especially with the Democratic Party, I could say that one of the big concerns, right, with African Americans is that the Democratic Party has not done enough for us. They do not care about our priorities, just not to immigrants. What are your thoughts on that? They are not. It seems to me too that the Democratic Party, they haven't done anything really to stop affirmative action from being ended. They haven't done anything to stop our African American History Museum for being defunded. And right now we have the Voting Rights Act that is on the table, right currently, Yeah. So what do you feel about that? What are your thoughts on that? About the disconnect between the Democratic Party and the interests of African Americans? But it's, I don't like their leadership and I don't feel like they're doing it enough. But it's really not the Democrats that are causing ending the African American, exhibits, museums. It's Trump that's removing those things. So I know the Democrats could do far better by African Americans. I feel like this, I feel like right now, I don't think that's the Democrats are the big problem. I think that's the MAGA and the Trump regime that's trying to, trying to do the most harm to the African American community. I feel like I'm not African American, so I'm not, yeah, that's not right. Like, that's not the right place to say, I agree with that though, because like, this is the thing. The Democratic Party for some time has had a stranglehold on the African Americans, right? It just, I would say over the past like 10 years, it seems that you all focus on more on the immigrants, more on pacifying the Hispanic community, right? Versus those of African Americans, right? Um, and that, let me say this. It seems as if the Democratic Party does not take a stand on things that affect Black people, period. Okay. And a lot of African Americans are also political parties, such as the Republican Party, right? Um, what are your thoughts? Like, do you have anything to say about that? Like, how do you all, you know, because this is the thing. Like, I cannot say 100% that I cannot say 100% that the Democratic Party will get the African American vote in 2028, if things don't change. If you want to make us a priority, right? And I will say this, it has been chatter, okay, in the African American community that you all want the immigrants and to replace us for the vote. Okay? I can't speak to that. I'm not African just with my local Democratic Party, so we're not recommending Congressperson. And my local party, just all we're trying to do is remove the candidates, which we have diverse local candidates for municipals in Hillsville County. We're trying to do community outreach, which affects, people are, homeless or hungry in our community. So we're trying to do food drives. That's for anything else. Right. I really have a good answer. Okay. I just want to let you know we fed up. Okay, we are fed up with the Democratic Party, and if you want our vote in 2028, it's not going to be given. Okay, we want some real promises, and things going to have to change, and we're going to have to make a priority. Okay, because what we say this too, the Republicans, Trump, he has some very straightforward, simple messages. One thing that many people can appreciate about him is that he is who he is. He says what he says. He's straightforward. And the Democrats, you all really do miss out on that. You know what I mean? And let me just say that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Unless you have something you want to add. So Biden, okay, so he asks who he is, and he says what he says, and African American people are starting to like him. I brought look at his histories in the 1970s. He was sued for refusing to rent to Black tenants. In the 1930s, there was 5 young men that were accused of raping their sons with their five, and had a free punchline claim for him to be executed. He didn't have any way of exonerated. He's still struggling to be executed to this day. And that track record, that's the kind of person that you want to support. Like a very good tell you. Okay, if you want to learn, just you with a nice person, okay? Right. And then, when it comes to events like this, to have honest discourse, like this, because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. Yes. You know what I mean? We want a fair shot. We want our kids to be safe. Yes. We want that America that we were promised in the Constitution. We want the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King to be judged by the content of our character, right? And not the color of our skin, or maybe not even our political party now, red and blue. We all want the same thing, but I do believe that it starts with honest conversations. Absolutely. An example is that the status is changing the Human Rights Act. Rejoin the congressional rights, and maybe Black communities are going to be losing their seats. In my area, Honduras, because I had brought in a few black representatives in North Carolina. Some of you are raising their seats. So, when we're talking about, having the black community, they're trying to take away your representation. Yeah, so that just kind of came to mind. Yeah, we have the gerrymandering that's going on. Yeah, gerrymandering. Okay, so last thing, and I'm asking this question to everybody. Okay, how do we fix America? Um, well, so I'm scared. And maybe I think I can think of that. I just, yeah, I don't have the answer, but this is the only thing that I want to do right now. But I guess, what? Podcast, I think you're doing a good thing as by doing your podcast, and thank you so much for having me, stopping me, and having the conversation. Yeah. Protesting, get out there, right? Being a resistance. Listen, Lord, I appreciate you. Thank you. I can give you your information. Information at Melissa D. and everything. And your producer, we have a card over there. Right here, Alexis. Okay. All right, you listen. We are still, I'm sorry about that. We are still alive out here at the No Kings Rally in Raleigh, North Carolina, y'all. I had to set that down if you want to get the car. Go ahead. Um, all right, how many people can see me? Nancy, you're backing up. All right, y'all, listen. The people are out here, man. The people are out here. Okay? You see it, right? You see the people here. All right, come on. I got another guest coming, okay? Right. Listen, y'all just heard from Lauren. She's a history major, head of the Democratic Party in Oslo County, Democratic women in Oslo County. Now, let me tell you something. I think that change, excuse me, one thing I know is that change starts with dialogue, right? Change does start with dialogue. We have to know what each other is thinking. We have to know what each other wants, right? That's the only way that we're going to get change. That's it. I mean, Lauren, as diverse as we are, as similar as we are, she has no idea. Well, I don't want to say she has no idea, but she needed to know that. Okay, so let's get up next. Can you get my phone, baby? 1 second. And another special guest coming. We are live. Telling we are live the No Kings Rally. You keep on, baby. Good. So you see this? You got it. Snap cuts. All right.
We're running a snack drive here today.
You are. Yeah. My name is Katie Thompson. I'm a teacher here in Lee County. I teach English as a second language. And in July of this year, because we have North Carolina State budget right now, and we have some snap cuts coming next year after the midterms, our students lost free and reduced breakfast this year. So these one of the students who are attending school, meaning we really give people a lot of money, our students don't have access to that. We just lost another level of support, just free and reduced breakfast. Our kids are coming into our classrooms and are hungry, and that is just absolutely unacceptable. Oh, wow. So, let's talk about all of this. So, yeah, English as a second language speech. So, we can say a lot of your students are Hispanic and immigrants. Well, yeah, many of your students are immigrants. Everyone is Hispanic. Lee County is such a diverse county here in North Carolina. We have students from all over the world. I have students from Syria, Iraq, Ukraine, Gaza. We have kids from all over the world who are here in the United States, which is a lot of them for the first time. They have so many barriers towards them right now, just for being an immigrant in America. That we cannot be whether they can eat. Absolutely. It's the question. Did you see a change in the attitude of your students since ICE has been deployed? Yeah, it is absolutely a culture of fear right now in our schools. Our schools here in the county don't have proper guidance, in my opinion, proper guidance on what to do if immigration shows up at our schools. And we've kind of been given not an answer of just call the district and help and see what happens. It's a good information for our kids and especially for our families. Teachers are coming together to make sure that we're able to protect our kids. We will have to resisting schools with this program. Okay, have you seen any effect in the attendance?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you that question again. So, okay. This is right here with Katie, and she is an ASL English as a second language teacher. Okay, her students are of diverse backgrounds: Hispanic, Israeli, Palestinian, Ukrainian, and everything from under the sun. So, Katie, do you see an effect in the attendance since ICE has been deployed? Absolutely. We see our students and their families who are scared to come to school. School needs to be a safe place for students to learn, a place that they can access community resources. We need to just experience community and family together. We need to not giving letters and notes into school for families who are willing to share that. I think that we share into school today, but please be on the basis of the neighborhood. That fear is prohibiting students from learning in schools, and that is unnecessary. So places like Chicago, where you saw the ICE took that woman out of the school pickup line.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? It's disgusting. Honestly, they are just absolutely a bunch of losers. To look at people who are doing nothing wrong in our country, who are not here paying taxes, paying taxes, that they are being detained, and it's ridiculous. And the parents, these people are just looking for an outlet. They're trying to feel they've been powerful, and now at the end of the day, they're just a bunch of fucking losers. Excuse me. Well, okay. So, Katie, let me ask you. You're talking about this snack job that you have here. Let's talk about what you all are hoping to achieve and I guess who you're representing as well. Yeah, I'm just the county indivisible, which is a major chapter of national indivisible. And we're trying to get together, focusing on building community, figuring out how we can support people and together to build community, making sure that we can support people with just the really times of the office right now. It's not going to happen at all much. I'm trying to become like a just to connect to them. I've been so grateful for the support from my school. As we're cooking snacks. Actually, I was saying this week, we have a huge program of physical snacks that we are collecting here. We've already done one half off of our course so far. We're going to have it today. Just we're pushing $1,000 in monetary donations just this week. And that's going to go into the lives of students by next week, which is amazing. And so the County Indivisible has been such an amazing partner in getting food into the mouths of kids. And I'm hoping to support other schools in the county as we continue to do this work. Question, what is the goal as far as you have a monetary goal or snack goal? You must have anything like this. Turnout, just let's not you really getting into a first fast until after the midterm elections next year. And so because of that, Democrats, in my opinion, are doing this on purpose. They want you to vote Republican again and do a quick snap, blaming it on an election that they had in the Republican. And so now today we have the donation goal. I think the next time we do this, we'll have a better idea of what we can expect for the community to show up. I've just been so impressed and heartened that the community wants to show up. People want to support, and people want an outlet to do that. And we are seeing that today in monetary donations or physical snack donations, and that's just awesome. I love that. And because we show the massive amount of donations that you all have, tennis, those out there who want to help.
Yeah.
Right? How can they help? How can they get in touch? Yeah, you can see on Instagram. Now, we can indivisible on Instagram. They have a link there of lots of information where you can get what you want to get first. You can see us on Instagram. They're really getting founders, founders. We need the link just to give us what's going on, the action steps we're taking. But now it's moving so fast. And it feels like when I think from a firehouse sometimes it is so much going on. We're at breakneck speed. I believe this is by design. And these fabulous are doing these like papers to the technologies we didn't to act on. And so the team in this group and the staff here have done such an amazing job of narrowing these things down, giving really clear action steps on what you can do. And we're showing up here today and then opportunities for meeting how you can turn out your money and your time. And that's how we're going to do it as a community. Yeah, and you're right. They do inundate us a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it says this
This is Lake County Indivisible. You can find us on Instagram, Laura the Bear. These are the snacks, the physical snacks we've collected so far. We've already done one drop off at the car so far, which has been amazing. We have collected so much money through our QR code, which you can find on our website, which is linked in our Instagram. And JJ's got one right there. So you can check us out at Indivisible. And if you'd like to donate today, our snack drive is going through tomorrow morning. So if you would donate money through this link before tomorrow morning, those donations will be into the mouths of kids by next week. And I'm sure that we will have another snack drive here in the future. So be on the lookout for us. I love it. This is amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate the support. Yeah, let's get that with us. Yeah. Yes, let's get them. Thank you so much. All right. We are out here. We are out here. We are out here. Listen. 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 It's all different sizes, all different shades, all different grades. We just heard from Katie. Katie is the ASL teacher, English as a second language. Okay, her students are scared to come to school. They're not coming to school anymore. They're not coming to school. They're cutting stuff. You all, and that one big beautiful bill. They cut trillions of services, affecting our children. Sending our children to school hungry. Again? Okay, consider you too. Let me take over this bill, and we're here to completely take this administration. So we are here to help out and show and discuss with this administration. So I'm gonna ask you two questions. Okay. Everybody. Fix America. How do we fix America? We have to come together, you know. How do we believe that we have to come together? It's you know, we have another us. Okay. Are you ready? Well, what about you? How do we fix America? For new presidents and new immigrants like me. Oh, where are you from, babe? I'm from this one. Yes. About 10 years. 10 years. Yeah. Yes, that's why where did you come to the United States? I did an exchange program between English, and then I ended up saying I met my husband, and I have my life here. I'm an American citizen. I can apply anytime. I just haven't done, but I'm a green card holder, so I'm not a citizen yet. Are you a this? Are you a green card? No, I'm not, because I'm just not. Yeah, my motivation was already bad, but I mean, I get to where I want. I mean, I have the choice to go back or not. I don't have anything making decisions for me. So she doesn't immigrant, right? Because I do believe you have an amazing perspective that we need to know. What are your thoughts on everything that's happening? It's sad. The 10 years ago was way better. I didn't feel this way, so that's why I'm here today. I feel we need to be here. How do you feel? I mean, it's just sad to what's happening to the immigrants, to American people, to the Fed workers, and everybody. So I just hope protest will do something. Yeah. Going through what's going on right now.
Yes. So how do you think this compares to a place what's going on in America to a place like Brazil?
Yeah, so we have a president very similar to Trump, but he's now in jail because he committed some crimes. So now things are getting better.
Yeah. Do you see that happening here in America?
I hope so. I hope things get better. Yeah, I'm always hopeful. I think the United States is an amazing country, and I really hope it gets better for everybody, not just for immigrants, but for American people and everybody.
Right. You know, there are a lot of immigrants out there who are scared, right? Yeah, and you seem to have a great attitude about everything. What would you say to them if you could say anything to the immigrant community right now? What would you say to them?
Just be hopeful and just continue working, doing your best, being the best you can for United States, because that's one of the reasons we are here. We wanted to contribute to the country. We are not here just because, so just we want to help the country. That's what the immigrants want to do. We want this to be a good place to live.
I love it. And last question. Do you believe the American dream that you came here for still exists?
No, I don't. I don't, unfortunately. I don't.
Yeah. It's all good.
But I'm hopeful. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you right on time. You have a great, you have a good day. And it's on YouTube. Okay, let me go take a picture right there. Okay. Come over here, my brother. Come on. No. I need some. Listen, you notice you got all the ladies. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know, she's laughing at me. Wait a minute. I need a brave man. I need a brave man. Let's see. I love it. I love all the costumes. They're really making a statement. You, as you hear the cars support us. The cars support us. Let's see. Is this a free Listen, y'all, it's a priest. It's a priest. You want to come in and give a comment? Come on. Yes, this is amazing. All right, we got a priest here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love, listen, look at the diversity. You smell good. Sure.
Eros by Versace.
I know. I have a sound. That's my good. Get you good at that. So, Father, is that what we can do?
Reverend, that's fine.
So, what's the denomination over here?
Not actually right now. I'm working to become ordained in the Methodist Church.
Reverend, what's your name?
Brian.
Reverend Brian. Okay. What brought you in here today?
Well, answer this question to somebody earlier. The Bible tells us what God expects of us, and that's to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly. And that's kind of the antithesis of what this administration is. And we've got to stand up against that and really live the gospel out. And that's what brought me out today.
I love it. Did you vote the first time?
No,
Okay. Did you vote back in Maryland?
I did.
You did. Okay. Do you feel that this was a free and fair election?
I have questions about it. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think there's some anomalies.
Okay. Question for you, Father. So, or Reverend, I apologize. So you are practicing, right? And you're talking to the people.
Mhm.
Okay. Tell us about your congregation. What are they made up of?
So the church that I attend as a member is very diverse. We've got folks of all socioeconomic backgrounds. We've got folks of all racial backgrounds, sexual orientations, gender identities. I think it's a picture of what the kingdom of God is supposed to look like.
Okay. All right. And what are their worries when they come to you?
I've actually got a friend who is relocating overseas in order to get citizenship in Europe in order to protect her kids. And it's sad that people have to do that.
So why does she have to go to Europe to protect her kids?
I'm not comfortable saying on camera,
Okay.
but she's got legitimate worries with things, policies and things that are coming from this administration.
Okay.
And having that sort of escape hatch is important to them.
I mean, listen, the dream to get out the United States, somebody said the new American dream is to get out of America. Would you agree?
It's sad. Like I said, I'm here because I love America and I love the idea of what this country stands for. Unfortunately, heading down a path I think that is very un-American, and that's it's a fundamental right to protest, and the government shouldn't be afraid of protest, shouldn't be afraid of folks expressing their opinions and disagreeing with the government. Only authoritarians fear folks who criticize them.
Since you're a man of God, right? Do you think that Trump is the Antichrist?
No, I think that's a misunderstanding of what that means. I think policies that this administration is implementing are antichrist because Jesus cared for the oppressed. Jesus healed the sick. Jesus fed the hungry and really told us to go and do the same.
Okay. But some of the things, sorry. We'll leave that one there. Do you think America is too far gone?
I don't think it's ever too far gone. I think we're in a scary place, but I still have hope. I hold on to that radical and defiant hope.
I love that. So for you, it's America.
We got to get back to learning to love each other. Again, going back to the words of Jesus, he said, love God and love your neighbor. And I think that's the key. If we can remember that even folks that we disagree with are still beloved children of God, and we can love each other and learn to love each other with a bold and radical love, I think that's how we get back.
I love that. Last thing, okay, since you are a man of God, do you mind just giving the people watching who might be scared out there or losing hope, frustrated, all the things? Do you mind giving them a word?
I think my word would be, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be angry. But don't let that rule you out. Remember to trust and to hope and to love. And that's my word. Just remember to love.
Remember to love. So listen, with that, we are ending today's live broadcast again. I'm Melissa D. Hall. I'm live at the No Kings Rally here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I think through it all, let's not forget to love. Thank y'all so much. Signing off. All right. I'm going to get a picture.